Okay, so let's go to the next topic. Things to say or not to say to your crush or person you are interested in. Let's start with, as we've been doing, the guys. So, what should guys not say to girls that they are interested in to start? So, one thing that I think is you shouldn't be referring to a girl that you're friends with. Don't refer to them as a friend. Don't say like, "Hey, buddy, what's up, pal?"
Yeah,
you know,
that's
what's up,
the wrong
friend?
signal.
You're setting
Mixed
yourself up for
signals.
failure immediately. Even if you call all your other guy friends like dude or something, I think dude is one. Don't call a girl dude. You're not gonna like it when she calls you dude. I can tell you that.
I hate when a girl calls me dude.
You're immediately like shit.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. I mean, if I'm trying to have a relationship with that girl and she calls me dude, refers to me as dude, it just
it's like you're hanging out with one of your buddies.
Yeah, and
instead of being in a relationship.
Immediately to me, I think, all right, I'm in the friend zone. If you're a girl and you just naturally think it's fun to say, call guys dude or whatever, if you're interested in that person and you're just trying to be fun and you say dude, I would recommend not doing that.
Don't do it.
Because then they're going to think she only sees me as a friend. Now you're both not in the same mental field. Yeah, you're both... So he's thinking she only sees me as a friend, and now it's going to be harder for you to do that. So it works both ways for guys and girls. Don't call each other friend, because like we were saying earlier, you want to kind of put some hints out so that they know what's up.
Because guys and gals pay attention to those subtle hints,
Yeah.
Just buddy, friend, dude. That's all friend type. Those are friend words, If you're trying to be romantic with somebody, you're not going to say, dude, come over and let's watch, I don't know, Breaking Bad together.
But at the same time, I feel like you shouldn't be like, babe, or hun.
No, because that could be way too much.
Too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Don't say that.
Don't do that.
Don't come out the gate calling somebody babe.
No. But if you're gonna say, hey, how was work? I think that we should go to dinner tomorrow night. Are you free? That subtle stuff is good. But if you're gonna jump out of the gate saying, babe, and
hey, what's up, baby? How you doing? Don't do that shit. Don't do that.
That's wrong.
So, another one is,
and that goes both ways. By the way,
it does go both ways. Another one that goes both ways, because I've seen guys do this a ton, but I've had girls do this to me as well. So when you're flirting, don't diss that person. Like, don't insult them as like a comedic way of like, oh, you dress so dumb or something. Like, I don't know, just not you in particular, but I'm saying girls I think guys do it too. I mean, you see guys do it all the time. They think it's playful to like talk down to the girl or something,
especially in front of people.
People for sure.
Yes.
I agree with you there.
Yeah,
if you like somebody or interested with them, don't sit there and insult them. I know I've met girls that have been into me personally. Mm-hmm. They've been into me, and that was just how they are.
Yeah, they
try to insult you a little bit here and there, and I pick up on that. I know those types of girls. We all know those
and
types
it's
of
unattractive.
girls.
To me, it is.
Yeah,
it's unattractive.
I mean, I think a little bit of joking and playing around is funny. It's cool, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if it's just every time we talk, you're just a douche.
Yeah, well,
that's not
one.
Right.
It makes you not want to be around that person because you start associate those feelings with that person. As you're like, every time I'm going to hang out with them, they're always going to talk down to me. I need my confidence elevated. You want to be around somebody that does that. So your intentions are good. I'm sure that you're trying to establish a relationship. You're trying to be fun and playful because you don't want to be seen as not those things. But occasionally it could be pushed too far, and you just. That person doesn't want to be around negativity.
There is too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Less is more.
So it goes both ways, guys, girls. Don't be insulting. People need more positivity in their lives. Yeah. And I wouldn't recommend insulting in general.
And the idea of this topic was to do
things you should not be doing to somebody that you are interested in.
Right. So I think the number one thing, not only those points that you said, was number one thing is don't be a creep.
Yeah.
Because nothing turns off somebody, guys or girls, other than creepy.
We've all known creepy guys and girls.
Exactly. And that's just, you want to steer clear as far as you can. The question is, how do you not be creepy?
Well, there's romantic and then there's creepy.
Yeah.
And you got to know that fine line. You got to know what is romantic and then, am I being creepy now?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
You have to know that fine line. And I think that, again, that's something that's case by case. I think some girls will find something that's really creepy that you said or did or whatever. But another girl might say, that was really sweet or that was really romantic. Mm-hmm. He's very thoughtful.
Right.
So you got to know the person.
And you're right. The thing is, you're right. It's case by case. It depends on every circumstance. But what you want to do is you want to push the envelope, but you don't want to push it too far. Because when you push it too far, that's whenever you're being creepy. Yeah. Or too much, or annoying, or nagging, or anything like that. And that is going to turn the guy or girl away, and they don't want to talk to you or have anything to do with you.
And if you have picked up on this, Jakeps hates girls that are naggy. He hates naggy.
I do.
So along with this, because I think it goes with being creepy, I think it has the same undertones. But it's specifically for guys, because I think guys do this the most. And so don't push sex. You shouldn't be coming out of the gate saying things like that, because if you look pushy, and it goes along with being creepy because you don't want to be
makes it look like you want one thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, oh, you look really hot with your hair down. I guess maybe that's pushing it a little bit. Maybe not too bad, but
I think maybe saying like
a little bit. Use your
you're
words
really
carefully.
pretty with your hair down.
Yeah, compliment, but don't use words that are more, I guess, maybe have sexual. undertones. Yeah. So
unless that's what that relationship is meant to be. For both of you.
If you're trying to set that tone that you just want to maybe have like a friends with benefits or a one night thing or whatever it is.
Maybe you both are on the same page.
It is a little bit different. You're probably going to risk being shot down, but maybe she's game for it. Yeah. And I would say this is more of a guy thing, because if a girl comes out the gate being like, damn, you're sexy, what's up? A guy's going to be like,
a guy is going to
that's
love
cool.
that.
Yeah, that would probably work. So keep that in mind. But again, if that's what you're going for. If you're a girl and you're going to set the tone early. So if you're saying things that are more sexual in nature, that's what the guy's going to expect. That's what you want out of it. It's maybe not relationship starting.
Yeah. And you're going to know what you want basically right out of the gate. And those feelings could change over time, whether you want the relationship or maybe you don't want a relationship out of it, vice versa. And then those feelings could change over time. Maybe you think you're really into a girl, and then I really can't see myself in a long term anything with this girl, but maybe we can be casual, and then same goes for the girl,
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have anything else you want to add for guys not to say to girls? Otherwise, I'll transition to. Okay, so girls.
I don't.
Okay,
yeah.
So let's talk about.
Come back to that if I think of something else.
Yeah, if we come up with something. So what should girls not say to guys? So I don't. This one was tough for me, but I have one or two in particular from experience where there was a girl that I kind of, I guess you could say, somewhat friend zoned. The door was a little bit open. I considered it here and there. She'd occasionally say things that would make me shut that door again.
Yeah.
And for me, so here I have a couple quotes. So one is, I have to take a really massive shit. The other one was, it's so hot outside, I have swamp ass.
Look, I don't want to hear a girl tell me she has to go make a bowel movement.
Yeah.
No,
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
I mean,
to me, it's
unless
gross.
You're in a relationship for a while.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's different.
If you're in a long-term thing, you guys have been together for a long time, you're in the long haul, it's a little different when a girl's like, I gotta go take that.
Yeah.
That's different. But if you just meet this girl and she's like, I have got to go drop a deuce.
Yeah.
That right there to me is like, that's disgusting.
It takes you back a little bit.
I'm trying to be attracted to you still.
Yeah.
And that is a turn off.
Guys are pretty resilient with, still, pushing through to maybe put the attractiveness. That takes you a couple steps back. But let me say, I thought this girl was hilarious. She was really cool. And, of course, these things were funny to me when she said it. But also, it didn't make me want to, start a relationship or sleep with her.
Do you think a girl wants to hear us say, I have to go take the biggest shit of my life? What if you took a shit and you took a picture of it and sent it to her? That's just... Yeah. That's weird.
That's gross. I don't want to see that.
That's creepy.
Yes, there you go. That's creepy.
Yeah.
It's gross. It's weird.
Guys do that to me, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah. So
like,
I mean,
it grosses me out too.
Ladies, if you're really open about your bowel movements and everything, don't do it in the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't do.
That's stuff that turns guys off.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear about.
And I'm sure it would turn girls off. Yeah. I've never ever said, "Hey," or okay, maybe now that.
Hey, do you have Glade in here because I'm about to tear this bathroom up? No,
yeah, you don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah, no.
What about peeing? Is that okay? What if they're like really cutesy about it and they're like, I need to go pee?
No, that's cutesy. That's fine.
Yeah, you're fine with that? Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that
to me is different.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to talk about what you ate and how big the log was that you just, no, I don't.
Yeah.
You need a plunger. Yeah.
Do you guys have other things that have put you off to potentially going after a girl or?
I like an organized, clean, respectful woman.
Yeah.
You know. Mm-hmm. I don't like to ask too much of somebody, but I like to be on the same page with them. I'll be clean, kind, respectful, everything right back to them. But to me, those are my turn-ons. The turn-offs are sloppiness. If you're a slob and you have clothes all over your place and nothing's clean, your dishes are piled up in your sink, you're irresponsible to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see me having a relationship with you or a family, having kids, and thinking of the filth, and then you, like me, I work in 9-10 hours a day now. I couldn't see myself coming home to that. Not saying that you're a woman that's your place, but we're both supposed to play our part and both supposed to be clean and take care of the house together.
Right.
But I know if I see you dirty and clothes everywhere and things like that, I know that I'll be doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no
because
team.
you want it
there will
clean.
be no teamwork
Because you want it to be clean.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And I like
I'm an old school guy,
right? And I am too.
Yeah.
I like a womanly girl that acts woman.
I look for wife material.
And absolutely.
I don't waste my time on somebody that's not wife material.
Right. That's not to say that I can't help do the laundry or I can't help
there's nothing wrong with
cook or do the dishes or
I don't mind doing dishes or maybe you worked all day and so did I, but hey, let me I'm gonna throw meat on the grill.
Right.
I'm gonna do dinner tonight and whatever, take it easy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm the same way. I don't know about you. I like a girl that will help and put her part in. And you know what? If you don't, either something's got to change or...
There's a girl that will?
Yeah, there's a girl that will.
Yeah. It's not as important to me. But, no, I agree with you guys.
Yeah, but that's opinion.
It is, that's a couple.
That's something I look for. That's something Jake looks for. We both know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you have
I always appreciate it, but it's not a deal breaker for me. No. But you guys ready to move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Ready when you are.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to our next topic, which is how to ask someone out. So you've managed to overcome maybe the friend zone or just meeting somebody, and you're trying to seal the deal, maybe in a different way. Usually that means something else. But how can guys ask someone out? Maybe so I'm gonna focus more on in person. Maybe it's a stranger at the bar. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that you've met a lot. Maybe you see somebody in like the gym or wherever. What's a good way to ask someone out? So I have a general idea just to get the ball rolling. But I think what you typically want to do is you want to be casual about it. You don't want to be too pushy about it. I think you want to be quick and to the point. So like I said, maybe you're at the bar, maybe you see someone just out. You don't want to like go up. Pickup lines are not something that typically work. I'm going to state that now.
I think that's more of an online thing.
Yeah. What do you got, Jake?
Trying to get a response.
Even though online, I still don't think that. I mean, maybe if the only reason I would say that pickup lines will work online is if it makes them laugh, because then they're okay. This guy's funny. I'll
They'll respond to you.
Yeah. But absolutely, key thing is to be casual. I have heard that the best pickup line, since you mentioned that, is to say, "Hey, I'm whatever. I'm Jake. How you doing tonight? Can I buy you a drink?" sits at a bar or whatever. Absolutely, that's a good thing. You know, it's not if you do that to a girl or vice versa, it just takes the pressure off of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And not only are you being nice and sincere, but you're showing that you are interested. You're buying them a drink. You've made the first move. You're talking to them, and it's just. I feel like that's the best route that you can go.
I think I agree with you there. I think that your best shot is not asking them out while you're out. Mm-hmm. I think that your best shot, if we're saying we're at a bar scenario here, is having a good time with them. So holding that really good conversation with them, drinking together, having a good time, laughing, talking, finding out things that you guys have in common, and just sticking with that good discussion is always a good thing. Conversation is always good. Always be able to hold great conversation. But I think what's important here is to show her that you're fun and you can have a good time. Because something you got to remember is you're already out. You're not going to ask her out while you're out. While you're out, focus on having a good time and being fun and just laughing and wanting her to enjoy your presence.
Right.
And here's the thing.
Having a good time and being fun is going to attract her anyway.
But at the end of the night, that's when you make that move of, hey, let me, we're about done here. Can I get your number? And maybe we'll do something sometime.
You definitely don't want to say it first.
Yeah. And you don't want to plan something at the bar. You don't want to say, hey, what are you doing next weekend? Or,
right.
Or you don't want to seem like super desperate, you don't want to be like that. You, in my opinion, and what's always worked for me is at the end of the night, after you've had a really good night, like you guys are really jiving and things are going great, that's when you make that move of, hey, let me get your number. I'm about to head out with my guys. Let me get your number. I'll text you. We'll figure something out sometime.
Right. And
don't seem too desperate.
Right.
Yeah.
Let her know. And then maybe you call her, give her a call, text her, whatever works for you and her, whatever. And then if something comes from that, then something comes from that. If it was just a good time that night and that's it, then that's it.
You need to let it go.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like, whenever you do that, whenever you're talking to a girl and you wait until the end to ask for a number or to, move things in that direction, you are also testing the waters yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While you're drinking, while you're talking, while you're having a good time, you're learning more about that person.
Yeah,
And because you don't want to you don't
want to jump the gun.
The first thing, that's going to attract you is the looks. You know what I mean? But okay, that's fine. If you find a certain girl attractive, then that's when you make your second move. And that's whenever you have the conversation.
Now, if you have the conversation and it's dull,
then
you never asked her out yet. So you can just say, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. Good talking to you."
And that's the thing you need to do. You need to just wait until the end of the night to be able to move things forward. Because not only are you testing the waters, yourself by seeing whether the girl is a right fit for you or not, but you're also the girl's feeling more comfortable because she's getting to know you as the night goes on. She's talking to you. And that's one thing that lessens the creep factor.
You don't want to just be another guy at the bar hitting on the girl.
Right, exactly.
You want to be the guy that she is having great conversation with, and that the creepy guy at the bar is trying to hit on her, but she's like, hey, pretend like you're my boyfriend for 5 minutes, and we're just the guy will leave me alone.
Yeah,
you want to be that guy, not the creep.
Yeah.
I do like that a lot for girls. I know we're not on girls yet, but just while we're on that, I've always liked that line. Whether or not there is a creepy guy or whatnot, if you want a guy's attention, that's a great way to do it, because now they feel more like they gotta step up or whatever and be like, yeah, I'll help you out. It's kind of like a fun guy thing. So if you're a girl and you're trying to figure out how to put that in motion, go up to a guy and be like, hey, can you
make the creepy guy up? The creepy guy may not even exist.
He doesn't have to exist,
but maybe that's a woman's pickup line for a guy.
Yeah, that could be a good one.
Clearly not a pickup line, but what do we know?
Yeah,
but
and
that's
it does happen.
And that's what I mean.
Subtle
it's the best. It's the best thing that you could say to be able to, get a girl or whatever, it's just introduce yourself and be yourself. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
You just want to be yourself, because if you're not yourself, you're not going to be natural. You're not going to be.
Yeah.
You're going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to show who you are as a person. So even if things do get further along the line and you do get those dates, then if it's all a front and you're faking everything, then she's going to find out regardless. As things move on.
And to add to that, walking up to a girl or a girl walk up to a guy, you don't have to walk up to her and say, "Hey, I'm Travis. I think you're super hot." Like, no, you can walk up to her. "Oh, I'm Travis. I'm just out. It's my buddy's birthday.
Yeah.
How's your night? How's your night going?
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's super casual. Like there's been a lot of times as a single guy that I've been out. I just had good conversations with girls and just never pursued it by choice. Some, yeah, but you know what I mean. It just
right.
I think just being out and having a good time, having a good conversation, making new friends is just fun in general. Like, you're gonna run into a lot of these people over and over again, especially if you like go to a certain spot and they go to a certain spot. You're gonna run into these people more than one time. So you don't want to put a bad taste in their mouth about you. Like, you don't want to be the guy that shows up at the bar and like, oh, that's the guy that was hitting on me really hard last week. You want to be the guy like that doesn't try so hard to where maybe, oh, that's so and so. I had a really good conversation with that person.
Yeah, the cool
and they're gonna come talk to you.
And even if it doesn't work out with the girl that you're trying to get with or whatever, like you said, if you're hanging out at the same place and you show up next week or a week or two later or a month later or whatever,
hey, how you been?
How you been? And that gives you an in on maybe you would find one of her friends more attractive than she is.
Yeah, maybe you waiting and not making a move was a good thing.
Was a good thing because it might set up something better in the future for you.
Yeah, or her.
Or her.
Who knows? So
I think it is smart to go in with the mentality to maybe not make a move up first, but make conversation like you were saying.
I think it's different when you're out. The whole up front first when you're out is bad. I think when you're out, have fun. Yeah. I think when you are not out, it's different. If you're trying to show somebody that you're interested, it's important. But like I said, when you're out, feel it out, have fun. Don't make crazy moves. Just hold a good conversation. Have a good time. Drink together. Have fun. Yeah. Even meet each other's friends and maybe you guys end up going to the bars together or hanging out outside of where you met, and maybe it grows to something better, and maybe it doesn't grow into a relationship, but it grows into like friend groups growing together into two friend groups. Who knows? It could be anything, but I'd say when you're out and you meet somebody, don't jump the gun when you're out.
Yep.
Okay. Unless you're two people looking for one thing.
Okay. You guys want to talk about girls now?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, I guess we had the one as to how should a girl ask somebody out. Is there a go-to that you've maybe had a girl, like a way a girl's asked you out that you've liked? You going, J-Caps? It's pretty easy. Really, for a girl, you just kind of have to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to have you don't have to do anything crazy. Really, the fact that if you're making the move is pretty good in itself.
I've had I see what you're saying. Like, for a girl to hit on a guy, it doesn't take a whole lot. A guy's going to say, "Oh wow, she's into me. This is awesome."
Yeah.
But I've had girls, send their friends to me.
Yeah.
And try to talk to me for them.
Did you like that?
I did.
I did.
I thought that was just.
Yeah.
I thought it was childish. I thought that was something that I would have ran into when I was a sophomore in high school. And back then, that was all right. That was cute. It was fine, whatever. And I was young. They were young. But now, this day and age, as a single guy, I would see that as immature, kind of childish. I can't diss that person because I don't know that person.
Not necessarily
but to me, I think it's the wrong. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but I think it's the wrong way to approach that. I think that, hey, if you're into me, come up to me and let's start chatting.
And you know what the big thing about that is? Confidence.
Yes,
that's true.
And it's it's the same with girls as to me it is with guys. It's okay, so girls like confident guys.
Yeah.
They just do. That's a fact.
Yep.
Like 99% of girls out there like confident guys, not 100.
Yeah.
So if a girl were to come up to me or whatever, and she was like, "Hey, my friend, whatever," that just tells me that the girl isn't confident enough to say something to me.
Right.
So
but it's not a deal breaker.
It's instantly, but it's instantly a red flag. It's like,
I mean, because maybe to me, you almost can't just shove it aside right away. Maybe it takes you going and saying, okay, well, let me meet your friend, because maybe it's she didn't send her to do it.
Right. Sometimes
I've been telling her no. I'm so sorry, my friend. She's been drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you find out you're super cute. Like you totally could have just came up to me.
Right.
But we're having conversation, and this is really cool. We're having fun, and there's no reason to be shy.
Yeah.
Maybe it works out that way.
Yeah, it could be like that, because I'm sure a lot of girls do have that drunk friend that's maybe more aggressive and is, just like, I'm going to go do it for you or whatever, and they go do it. If you are sending a friend, I would say make sure the friend is not as attractive as you. Because if I'm sitting here, I don't know, if I'm a
maybe
girl and I see like the attractive stud dude show up,
talk to me.
Or I mean, if it's the attractive friend coming up, you're like, yo, and then it's like, oh yeah, my friend over there, and you're like, okay, not you. Then it's so be strategic if you do that. Otherwise, I would say
don't tell her I'm sending you because you're less attractive to me.
Yeah, don't let them know that.
I would say don't do it at all. If you like somebody,
try to avoid
if you're a guy that
Absolutely.
likes a girl, if you're a girl that likes a guy, you need to make the move. You need to say something. And
100%.
Not have your friend do
I
it.
agree.
Or have, some random person, hey, go talk to this, a guy or girl or whatever. You need to show that, and like I said, in guys and in girls, confidence is attractive.
Yeah.
It is. Even from a guy's perspective, a girl that's confident that comes up and talks to me and is like, hey, starts talking to me or whatever, even if she says that she's not interested in me at first, if she just starts talking to me and for the night or whatever, and things go from one thing into another, and I like where things are going, and she does too. It's way more attractive than having,
because the next time you guys pick up, you'll have more conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And another like telltale sign to just let you know that it's eye to approach, you're in the clear. That initial eye contact. If you guys keep looking at each other, like if you look at her and she looks at you and it's just straight eye to eye, it's okay to approach.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There's been many scenarios of that. Like, I mean, it's your green light sometimes. Look for that body language. Body language is important.
Body language is key.
Body
because
language,
I've been in the same situation
before,
like a girl or was checking whatever, and I was like, okay, if you're interested, then not only are you like, do you know that you can make a move, but you're comfortable enough to make that move. Because you know that person is already. So not only is your confidence level, the same degree where you came in the situation with, but it's boosted by that much because you already know that person is interested.
There's going to be no rejection.
Right. Yeah.
That you can confidently walk up to he or she and say, hey, I'm Travis, or I'm Jake, or I'm Jesse. How you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing here? Here with your friends, whatever. Just strike up that conversation. Let me get you a drink. Let's go sit down and talk. Right, let's hang out. Yeah, and go from there. Body language is like when you're out at a bar, you're out at a club, you're out anywhere, casino, wherever you're at, a party that a friend's having, a big get together, and there are people there that you don't know, you've never met in your life. Body language is, like you said, it's key. I mean, you'll pick up on if somebody's into you or not just by the way they act around you, by the way that they look.
By the way that they're looking at you, too, as well.
That is, hands down, from my experience, from your experience, it is accurate. 100% accurate. Absolutely. If a girl's not interested in you, she will ignore you.
And she won't look at you, no eye contact.
Time.
Right.
If she's interested in you, if she has a hint of interest, just the smallest, she thinks you're cute, you're going to get a tiny bit of interest.
Yeah,
you're gonna get
the first thing that girl's gonna do is she's gonna look at you.
Yeah, and you're gonna look at her,
right?
And then she's gonna see you looking at her, vice versa, and then it's gonna happen again.
She might break eye contact when you look back,
but it's gonna happen throughout the night. That eye contact is gonna happen throughout the night. It's gonna continue, and she's waiting on you to make that move. Most likely, a girl will want you to make that first initial move. And that's what most girls want. That goes back on the confidence that you were speaking on earlier.
Right. And not only, like I said, and if you're a guy in this situation, a girl's looking at you, your confidence is going to be that much more boosted. Yeah. And you're going to be that much more saying, oh, hey, okay, I'm going to leave my buddies. I'm going to leave Jesse. I'm going to leave Travis. And I'm going to go talk to this girl. Yeah. And it's like, hey, guys. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
I'm going to the dance floor. You know what I mean?
That's just the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
It's an invitation.
And
it's an invitation. It is.
And a lot of times too, I feel like the person wouldn't make that move, even with the eye contact and stuff. They wouldn't make that move if they didn't have that extra boost of confidence.
Some people need that.
Exactly.
To make that first move. So yeah, I mean, and like I said, I think girls will want you to make that first move. They'll send you those signals, those body language signals. Yeah. And then it's up to you. And some girls, if you don't make that move after they send you those signals, then they're going to see where the next cutest guy is. And they're going to go from there. And I mean, it goes back on your confidence level and reading that body language. And some girls will approach you.
Yes.
Girls approach you. I've had girls approach me a lot. And vice versa. I mean, some girls are very forward and they're going to approach you and say, hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
But, okay.
And that's fine with me too. I think that's totally cool.
Right.
Because maybe I didn't see her around and she just totally came up to me and she's cute and whatnot.
But more
or maybe I did see her.
In the way I see things, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong. The way I see things, it's the more time that the guys will approach the girls.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. And it seems to, I had statistics for that too. I believe it was somewhere around 63% of women expect to be approached by a man.
Yeah. Even if they're making eye contact and stuff, and the girl's just waiting for the guy.
She will still wait for that guy.
Even if she's interested and she really wants to talk or to meet, she's waiting for the guy to make the move.
Right. And I think an important thing to think of or to remember, girls, is that, yeah, you can wait for a guy, and typically that's the stereotype, is the guy should approach you. I think a lot.
It is, yeah.
It's scary for guys to do that too, though. And some guys, if they're shy, they may be interested, they might not do it. If you are a little bit more of a go-getter type of girl and you want to do that, I wouldn't be ashamed to approach the guy first.
No.
In fact, that stands out a lot.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
if you're a female and you're interested in a guy, you're attracted to a guy,
it's not a bad
approach
thing.
The guy.
Yeah.
You don't always have to wait for that guy to make that move. A guy does not look down on you for you coming in.
No, I would say
if anything, that's awesome.
And not to say that guys are stupid or anything, but a lot of times the guys won't notice.
Yeah,
I've had that happen. That's too.
True.
I've done that.
Exactly. Oblivious is the absolute word that I'm looking for, and a guy could just be like, having a good time with his friends. Like if we would go out, or we did.
Guys look past signs all the time, every day, no matter what. Mm-hmm. A guy is most of the time oblivious.
Right.
It is what it is.
But
we are.
Back in college, we'd go out and stuff, and we go out to all different kinds of bars, and we drink and everything and stuff, and we would be talking to each other about things that are going on in our lives. We live together. All three of us live together, by the way,
all the time.
And we would all talk, about stuff that's going on or whatever, and we wouldn't even notice some of the girls that are looking because, I remember you and Jesse are both like. Whenever I went out to a bar and Jesse's like, oh, did you see that girl, checking you out? Or did you see that? Or did you see that girl checking? And I'd be like, no, I didn't. Because we're all in our own mind.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing for the girl to make the first, to make the initiative.
Yeah.
because not all the time, because the guys don't even realize.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that guy that you're thinking about approaching isn't confident. It means
right,
that guy
exactly.
that you're thinking about approaching has no clue.
No clue.
For you, approaching could be really good, and you find out, oh, he's a really good guy. He's confident. He holds conversation. He's good.
Right.
I made the right decision. So you never know until you make that move yourself.
I think that can be great for guys too.
Yeah.
If you have the intention to go out and maybe just have fun with friends, you try to take girls out of your mind a little bit, because girls will see you out and about having fun with your friends. They'll see you enjoying yourself, and I think they'll be more inclined to want to talk to you if you're not out there, trying to play too cool.
Girls.
Yeah, approaching every girl. If you're out there having fun, you're laughing, and you're just having a good time. Maybe you're out on the dance floor with your guy friends. I don't know. As long as you're out there having a good time.
I mean,
so to where you are oblivious, because you're not even thinking about girls, you're just having a good time.
Yeah.
I think that makes you more open to the possibility.
And he's not wrong. And honestly, all three of us have turned girls down.
Yeah.
It does happen. Both ways. We've turned many girls down. And so I think it plays to both sides. Guys get rejected all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? So do girls.
Mm-hmm.
We reject girls. It is what it is. So you can't think, I'm a girl, I'm hot, he's a guy, he's got a beer in his hand. 100%.
No, you can't think that at all.
But don't let that thought stop you from approaching a guy that you think is attractive or you think you're into.
Yeah, the worst thing that they can do is say no.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Is say, I'm not.
What have you got to lose?
Right, exactly. That's
Zero,
the thing.
Nothing.
Because especially if you don't know the girl from Adam. If you just met a girl at a bar or whatever, really? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not like you've been hanging out with this girl, you have a connection, like a friendship connection, or you've known this girl for, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
It is what it is.
We would go to the annex, library annex, Pickleman's, Sloot, all that.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be all over the place, all over downtown, and you never really saw the same person ever.
No.
So I mean, you can't be afraid of rejection and thinking, I'm going to see this person out every time I come out now. No, you won't. You may run into somebody here and there, but it's very rare.
Unless you're at a local pub
That's
or
different.
A local bar, everybody goes
mom
to.
And pop local. Okay, if we're talking Lori's,
like Lori's, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
No, but it doesn't matter.
It's a
small time.
Imagine
that everybody would go to.
There's a live band all the time.
I was thinking Lori's exactly. Unless you're talking about a bar like that, where it's a mom and pop's privately owned bar. And you got a group of people that go in there every week.
It's the same people. You're around the same people.
Then you'll
That's
see.
a little different,
But if you're talking about any other bar
or
in a city,
or club, or
anything,
you're going to run into people that are just visiting. You're going to run into people that are just, out and about, or people that are at school there.
Right.
They're at school there, and they're at the bars around their school. You're going to run into people that are locals. You're going to run into just people from all walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to fear running into the same people over and over again if you're in a big city like that.
Right.
You won't.
You guys want to hear some stats on things women like on guys?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a survey here of American women. So 49%, this is the first thing that women notice on a guy. So 49%.
Hold on. What do you think it is, Jake?
Okay, yeah.
We
go
haven't
ahead.
seen it. What do you think it is?
The first thing that women notice
that a
on
woman
guy?
notice about a guy.
I think it's smile.
Physical features?
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot out there and say smile.
His body, muscles.
Okay. 49% notice a man's eyes.
Ooh, we're both wrong.
Yeah, 15% notice his body, 14% look at his hair, 4% notice the guy's girlfriend, and only 2% notice his shoes. So shoes not super important.
Why is shoes even on there?
Shoes are important to a lot of guys. You figure that's...
Yeah, I don't know.
People ought to put a lot of stock in there, but yeah, it's one of the last things. But Here's another one. What girls like.
What are we talking about? Like, what do they like?
Just
Don't tell me what they are yet.
Just like features. There's a lot of stats from like different surveys here, so
Okay.
I might run through. So it may not be as easy of a guess.
Okay.
So I'll go through a few.
What girls like?
Okay, if you want to.
Yeah, let's guess. I'm gonna say girls.
Or the majority of girls.
I think girls like conversation.
Yeah,
And
I would say
confidence.
something like that.
Conversation and confidence.
Personality,
Yeah.
confidence, stuff. Yeah.
I think they like tall guys.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So 91% of women prefer clean shaven looks for guys.
Really?
Yeah, 91%. Guys who shave their facial hair had 74% of swipes on Tinder, like the good ones.
Look at us.
Yeah. Well, it does say clean shaven. You're growing it out quite a bit.
Yeah, sure am.
So would you say you're clean shaved?
No.
Would you say I'm
Neither
clean
of you
shaved?
guys are clean shaved. Neither of you guys are. But I disagree with that.
Well, you're
But we'll
not.
keep going.
91% of women.
I'm not. You're correct. You are right.
Well-groomed men got
I would
37% more matches.
Well groomed.
37?
Okay.
That means less than well groomed got 63%.
Yeah. Well, 37% more.
Jake
I think
is
they
our
had
math
an
guy.
increase
You
of
guys
it.
have not
They had an
picked up on
increase. So of nearly 10,000 women surveyed, only 8% prefer men who have full beards. 45% prefer guys with stubble on their faces. 47% prefer a man with a clean shaven face.
See, and we're going to go into this on, later on in some of the episodes.
If any of you guys have taken a statistic class, where is this test group coming from?
You're getting a little bit
How
defensive.
big is this test group?
Why are you needing that? Look, you're going to like this one.
We've all taken stats here.
to-
We know how this works.
Wait,
You can make stats look however which way you want to make them.
And I'm about to agree with you on this one because it says 73% of women prefer to date guys taller than 5'9". I'm sitting here at 5'7", so I have to disagree that 73% of women would want
I
guys
would
over
agree
5'9".
with that statistic.
No, that
I
was
will agree with that as
Anyway.
well from past experience.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna delve into this on later episodes about grooming and things.
Well, we will talk about that.
Oh, we'll talk about so much. We've got so much for you guys. You guys have no idea.
Yeah.
This is the first, and
of
this
many.
This is
Of
very
a lot.
this is very G rated compared to what I think we could get.
Oh, you're
into.
setting us up. All right.
So
yeah. You guys want more stats, or do you want to keep going? Do you want to save those
give
for
us,
later?
What else you got?
Well,
what other
let's
stats
hear
you got?
another.
48.9% of women prefer to date men who are much taller than them.
I believe
Only
it should be-
4% of women would date men shorter than they are.
Wow.
I don't like these.
Jesse
There's a lot of
found
tall
his
ones.
4%.
Hey, and the truth is revealed.
I'm just kidding.
No,
God.
49% of women prefer to date tall men because they feel more feminine and protected. I should stop reading these.
Why is it making you feel?
No. 55%
Small.
of women prefer taller men. 63% of women believe tall men are sexier than short men.
Where are these stats coming from?
71% of women say that the ideal height for a partner is between 6 foot and 6'6". Jesus Christ!
I'm 6 foot. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
6'3".
All
you're-
right, anyway,
Hey, just for
this
you
is a
listeners out there,
reliable
I am
source.
6'3", and from speaking experience here, these stats are true.
This is a reliable source. Jesse wouldn't be reading.
But hold up, where are these coming from?
I'm looking
They're
at
still GQ.
these are different surveys from different places. So I
Okay.
got some from Telegraph, GQ, Medical Daily. There's
Then
a
again,
bunch of different ones.
you could throw at me what I threw at you. The whole stats.
Yeah, the stats.
Yeah.
Not for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. 58% of women want a guy who makes them laugh.
I mean, the whole stats. Just because you have big feet doesn't mean you have a.
I think that one was
Sure.
disproven for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you have small feet, it's okay. It's all good, man. It's all right, dude. And if you have big feet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be a little wary on that one.
yeah. Women are 3 times more likely to give their numbers to a guy who tells jokes.
Okay.
So-
a funny guy. They like
Yeah.
a funny guy.
Yeah, so I guess things that we would typically assume.
I could absolutely see that.
Yeah.
But not all of them. I mean, sometimes that doesn't play well.
Okay, but I feel like as long as you're not creepy and you're funny, then it's almost a guarantee.
You don't want to be trying too hard.
Don't roll up with a knock joke.
No,
it's got to be natural.
No, yeah, you don't.
I say don't roll up with a joke at all. I say roll up with good conversation.
I agree. Yeah, I would start
there.
If you're funny, if you're funny, you're going to be naturally funny.
Introduce yourself as, like we said earlier in this, it's the best way to find girls. And then throw in the funny parts in the conversation. Yeah. Then you're golden.
But what do you think about, with this day and age, we've got so much online dating has taken over. More people are online dating than not, and even when you're out, you're still on Tinder swiping through the local people that are out with you. You know what I mean? How do you approach that? As you're online dating, how do you introduce yourself? How do you go about holding a conversation, or maybe thinking about when it's time to end that conversation
for online?
Yeah.
So I actually stole your line for online dating because I would try a few different things. Yeah. Of course, there's the typical, hey what's up? WID, what you doing? All those things you probably shouldn't do. Yeah. Typically, so as a guy, you need to think of it from a girl's perspective. Girls are expected to be, approached first, and online it's, there's not the scariness of walking up to her in a crowd. So girls are getting hit on constantly.
Well,
online.
Now there's apps out there that the girl has to approach you first.
That's true. That has changed a little bit, but typically girls are getting a lot of messages. Oh, yeah. Guys aren't. So girls will usually want you to stand out a little bit.
I would say guys are getting a lot of messages.
More than girls?
Maybe not more, but guys are. I mean, I feel like it's maybe
it's definitely
60,
not even
40, 55, 35 maybe.
I'll have to look up stats for that, but it's a little bit. It's definitely
definitely girls
55,
get
45
hit on way more than guys.
Right.
I agree with you there. I wouldn't say that guys never get hit on or approached.
It's not as common.
It's less common, but it's definitely, guys are definitely get hit on by girls.
Oh yeah, it happens for sure.
Yeah.
But so the line that I stole from you was, I think it was, "Hi, I'm Jick Haps. Nice to meet you." Obviously, you're not going to say your name is Jick Haps, but like for me, it'd be like, "Hi, I'm Jesse. It's nice to meet you." I thought, bullshit. There's no way that would work. But that's really the one that I got the most messages on.
But you know what? That's what works in real life.
Yeah. I think it's just more distinguished.
If you're just honest, be like, "Hey, I'm da-da-da, how you doing tonight?" Whatever, if you're in a bar or whatever, it's good, it's good to meet you. It's nice, how are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just being casual. Like you said earlier in this whole thing, and what I said earlier, number one thing you need to do is be casual.
Yeah.
And that if you take anything from what we're talking about or anything, just be cool, be cordial, and be casual. Be yourself.
Don't overdo anything.
Right. And that's the whole thing. And whenever you say things like, whenever you talk to girls online or whatever, and you say, "Hey, I'm Jesse, da-da-da," that's it. That's being cordial.
Just introducing yourself.
It can be simple, yeah.
But I think there's a lot of girls out there that want more depth. They want more depth to
and
that.
And they will get more depth, it says, hey, I'm Jesse, da-da-da. Okay, and then, "Hey, I'm da-da-da. How are you?" Whatever. And then that's whenever you delve into things.
Yeah. I'd say if you wanted to start off with something to make you stand out a little bit more, not that that's a bad line to use, Jick Haps. I'm not saying that at all. It's worked for me. But if you are wanting to try to stand out, or you think it's a girl that's maybe going to need a little bit more, I would say go through their photos, see if you can find a common interest between the two of you.
Their about me type stuff.
Yeah,
read their profile. Right. Focus and pay attention on their profile before you just send a message. Some guys, they'll match and then just send a message. Yeah. Look at that profile, because maybe you message a girl and then you go look at their profile and you're like, "Dang, why did I message this girl? I'm not."
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not meshing.
We're not compatible.
The thing is, you don't want to be too creepy.
No.
You don't want to like, okay, I know this girl, and I look her up on Facebook or whatever.
But at least you know how to act.
And I see these pictures, or I see her post or whatever, and then you start talking about that. That would be way.
No. You use that knowledge to your advantage, and you just know how to act.
And if you do that, and you look up her photos or look up her bio or whatever on her site, just like sprinkle it in. Don't like make it such a
here's
huge.
The thing. When you do that extra stuff, mainly what you're doing by looking at their profile, like some apps have Tinder attached to them so you can see their photos. You're making sure you're not getting catfished.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
Some girls, they got them Tinder pictures on point. They've got them Bumble, whatever you're using on point. And you see them outside of that Tinder, and you're getting catfished.
Oh yeah, catfishing is definitely another topic we will explore in a later episode because that's got a lot to it.
Yeah. But I think everybody's been catfished.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah, in different it's on a spectrum. Yeah, in different capacities for sure. But
that's another thing we'll talk about late on one of our later episodes.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then so is there what else would you say a guy could do as like a first message? What are some good steps? So we definitely
online.
Online is definitely online.
If you can think to say something interesting, say something interesting, but like I said, don't be too much.
No. That's
some girls like cheesy, but some girls don't.
Right, humor is good, but you don't want to overdo it.
Small doses at first.
If you ask
have a conversation with them and learn them, and then.
If you ask me, here's the thing. This is what I think that would work the best. Say, if you like a girl, say, hey, I'm da da da. This is.
I gotta find out who da 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 is, man.
Whatever. Hey, I'm Travis. Okay, we'll put him on a spot. Hey, I'm Travis. How, I saw you on here. You look, cute or, you're attractive or whatever. And then, they'll respond. Then you need to sprinkle in the humor. That's whenever, you don't want to throw it all for it's like, oh, open up with a knock-knock joke or something stupid.
Pickup lines can work online.
They can work.
Yeah, but
I've had girls throw pickup lines.
Had girls
cheesy
do that too.
Pickup lines at me.
I've had girls do that too.
To me, sometimes I'm like, you're kind of weird.
And you know what? I deleted them.
It depends on the person because I can like them.
Yeah, I can get
yeah.
behind it too. I'm not.
But the majority of people, and whenever if you say, "Hey, I'm Travis," how you doing? Whatever. How are you today? Or whatever. And if she responds, that shows you that she's interested.
She at least thinks that you're attractive, right?
You're
on her scale.
It at least shows you that she's interested.
Yeah, you're on her scale. She saw your message, looked at your photos. Oh yeah, we did match. He or she is cute. If she responds, you at least know that you're on her scale or you're on his scale,
right?
So,
and I'm not saying you need to just say hey or what's up or something like that. You need to elaborate a little bit.
Hey, I'm Jake. How was your day? How's your day been?
Introduce yourself. Ask a question. Bring it a little bit further, but you don't want to push it so far that you're like, hey, you don't want to be like, okay, you don't want to be like, hey, I'm Travis. I saw on your profile that you like da 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 da. Well, you know what? I like da 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 too. I also like to do this on the weekends. I like to do this and this and this. And you don't want a big paragraph, because that is gonna absolutely turn the girl off, and she won't. 90% of the time, the girl's not gonna respond.
Yeah, it's too much to read.
To me, I would think it's weird if a girl just shot a whole paragraph.
Yeah, keep it short, a couple sentences.
I don't even know you
because you don't want to.
My
do
name's
that.
Travis.
Because you need to keep it. You need to introduce yourself. You need to ask. How you doing? Ask a question. Isn't it, whatever. And a question is a good thing to do because it puts, not only do you like, hey, I'm Travis, it puts the ball in their court.
They've got
then they need to be like, hey, if you're like, hey, I'm Travis, how you doing? Or whatever.
How was your day,
then they need to be like, if they respond, then it shows you that they're interested.
Yeah, they took the time.
Right.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty good. I think we'll move on to our last topic of the night, and this is one that I think a lot of people struggle with. Where should I meet somebody? Where should I try to pick somebody up? You know, where's a good place to meet a potential partner? And this will apply to both guys and girls. And I would say, so first off, easy one, bar, lounges type things. I think that's pretty typical. This isn't necessarily the best spot. Yeah. You're not really going to find quality people. Yeah. I think they've done surveys, and I believe it said like 9% of people have found successful, like long-term relationships at bars. It's low, but that is a place that you can do it. A lot of people go there. We just finished talking about dating apps. I personally have found most of my relationships through dating apps because I'm not as social in person. I can usually spark better conversations online. But and it seems like that population is growing. You can typically find that online. I also want to bring up before I let you speak. Yeah. There is, I think, a miscommunication or a misunderstanding of online dating apps. I think a lot of people believe that dating apps are used for hookups, or that's what Tinder is for, when really it's more along the lines of like 80% of people are looking for a relationship on dating apps. So it's not necessarily, you don't need to go in with that stigma. Not everybody's there for a hookup. Some people, of course, are. You do have to deal with that. But I would be open to that. And what were you about to say, Trace?
Yeah, I agree with you. There's many places that you can meet a guy or a girl. I'm going to start with online first because we just talked about online dating. Mm-hmm. When you're online dating, I think there's a spectrum of where each of those online dating apps land. Mm-hmm. So where, trashy to classy, basically. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm not saying Tinder. I'm not going to hate on Tinder because some people find a good relationship on Tinder. But I think if you're going to rate the dating apps based on the type of people that you're going to meet on those dating apps, I would say Tinder is definitely what most people would say you would find your hookups. I think as you get into like Bumble, it gets a little classier. But I definitely think apps fall somewhere on a spectrum, and I think Tinder is kind of that bottom of the spectrum. You're going to find the girls and guys that are trashiest on Tinder. And then you're going to hit Bumble, and you're just going to get classier. Eventually, you hit those paid services that I've never used.
I feel like you're going from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Yeah.
Bumble is pretty classy.
It's way classier than Tinder.
Absolutely.
Mainly because the woman has to make the first
in the
move.
middle. But as for one of our best friends can attest to, Tinder's not always on the bottom of the barrel.
It's not, and that's why I said it's not always the bottom of the spectrum.
Right. I think there's a lot of good quality girls girls and guys on Tinder.
No, and I agree with you 100%. Mm-hmm. I think there are, but I think that each of the apps can be rated pretty easily. I think
you would want to test out a few different ones and see which ones work.
I'm not saying don't go on Tinder. You won't find a good relationship. That's 100% not true.
As you can,
I think socially people
living proof.
Yeah. I think socially people relate specific apps to different classes of people.
Yeah.
Which isn't totally 100% true, but if you set these apps side by side, it's got some truth to it.
I could kind of see why people would say.
But and then if we're talking where are good places to meet people, and you're not online dating, I'd say bars are the trashiest place to meet somebody. I think, like with your statistic, I think if you meet somebody at a bar, it's less likely to succeed. I think that people go to I think people go to bars for one thing and one thing only, to have a good time. Not all the time. I think good relationships can come from meeting people at bars. But I think that the number one place to meet somebody that could become a real thing is when two groups of friends come together, or you're going to a buddy's family function and you meet like friends and other people that you've never met before that aren't there to just get hammered and forget the night.
Right, and not only
I think there are better places to meet. People.
For one, I think clubs are worse than bars.
Yes,
to meet girls
for sure. Okay,
to meet, guys or girls or whatever.
Yeah, clubs
to meet,
for sure.
Not to meet somebody that you would marry.
Yeah,
or whatever. I feel like clubs are worse than bars,
and it depends on the type of bars too.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely, it does. It depends on where you're at in the area and everything else. And also, not only, you talk about groups of friends, clashing or meeting people, or that is a really good way of meeting people. Right. But, how do you meet people?
School.
Absolutely.
School.
And not only school,
School's
but your daily life. And that includes school.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially, who are reaching out to our audience and stuff, a lot of people go, to school, to go, high school, college, whatever. And
it's people you've known your whole life that you reconnect with.
And not even only that, what if you go to college or something that, you don't know anybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how you meet people.
Yeah.
But you meet people through friends, through groups of friends. I met my girlfriend through, somebody that I was talking to and knew and everything. So it's you network. You know what I mean? You network through people.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. And I think you've got a lot of truth to that. And there's a lot of good places to meet girls and guys. A lot of bad places to meet girls and guys. But the outcome can be either way.
Either way, exactly. You could meet, your future wife in a club.
Yeah.
Or you can meet them in church. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And
or you can meet
you
them
might
online.
have a better success rate at one as opposed to the other. But I'm just throwing it out there. You know, it doesn't. As long as you are in a social environment and you're meeting new people, it might not be the person that you met. It might be through the person that you met.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's exactly
that's
what happened with me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I was saying that the most common way that people are getting into relationships is meeting people through friends.
Yeah.
And I would also suggest that if you do have a friend that's maybe wanting to hook you up with somebody that is a friend of theirs or somebody that they know, I know not always are those successful, but I would give it a shot, because if you're struggling to find somebody, it's probably a good route. A lot of times your friends will know you well. Yeah, your friends know you better.
As a personal experience, I would say absolutely. Absolutely.
And even before then, do a little stalking. Honestly, man. When it comes down to it.
You should be, yeah.
I mean, everybody's got one profile or the other online. Look at what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
Before you go and set this up. Because you can very easily see socially how they present themselves and say, that is not a road I want to go down.
Yeah, I don't know that blind dates are always the best way to go. I think you may want to at least see, a few pictures, see it. I mean, online dating is like that too. Yeah. I don't just trust their online profile. I want to look at maybe their Facebook or Instagram.
What sorts of things do they post? What kinds of friends do they have?
Right.
What how's their grammar? How do they speak?
Right.
How, there's a lot you need to know about somebody before you're going to just go down that path.
Right.
There's a lot to find out. There's a lot to know about somebody. And what better way to figure all that out than meeting them in real life? But honestly, if you know you're about to get set up with somebody, do yourself a favor, do a little stalking.
Right.
I know it sounds bad, but
don't get caught, because then you're creepy.
Look at their Facebook. They're going to look at your Facebook. You can find out a lot about what they do for a living, how they act, how they present themselves. Do they constantly say stupid things online? You can find out a lot about somebody just by looking at that.
So I would say if you're somebody that is struggling to meet people, maybe you're not going out a whole lot, and you're trying to figure out a way to do it, maybe you don't want to use dating apps, you've had bad luck in the past, my best advice would be to go maybe hang out with friends more, just maybe go in more social environments, maybe not even to necessarily meet someone, not necessarily a bar, but just, go out with friends, have a good time, and see what kind of naturally happens around you. Because like we were saying earlier, if you are having a good time, people will notice and they'll see you as a happy, fun person,
and that you're not out there.
They might approach
going
you
after people.
Yeah, maybe something natural will happen. These things happen all the time. Make it coffee shops.
Make it not your intention.
That's way more attractive to somebody whenever you're happy and you're out with people. You're having a good time.
Yeah, you're not sitting there looking for somebody.
Right.
You're totally ignoring the bar, but you're having a good time with your friends. To me, that looks good. Rather than the guy sitting at the bar looking at every individual girl, saying,
with no friends.
Yeah,
it's
or maybe all you guys are sitting there like, looking at all your options and it just looks bad. But if you're out just having fun, totally just not making it your intention, and it just happens, that's way better.
Right.
Absolutely.
It looks better.
Well, guys, I think that is where we will end off for our first episode. We went pretty lengthy on the first run, but I think we had a lot of good stuff in there. But viewers, or listeners, if there are topics you would like us to discuss, if there are things you feel like we missed, we are a new podcast, so we're definitely looking for feedback.
And a new YouTube channel.
Yeah, we are on YouTube as well. If there are things that you liked, if there are things you disliked, you can let us know. You can message us if you're watching on YouTube, because we will have video on YouTube, and we also will have a podcast version as well. So you have choices. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can leave us a comment. We also have in the description, you can find our email address, which is masterdatingtogether@gmail.com. You can message us there with anything you wanna suggest, any kind of feedback, anything you'd like for us to bring up. And same deal for podcasts. You can email us as well. We'll have a link in that description. But as for that, if there's anything else you guys want to bring up before I close out,
I would say just subscribe if you're interested in your own podcast. Keep listening.
Yep.
Keep looking for new content, because we'll come out with much more.
Right.
Definitely hit us up, emails, comments, things like that. We'll respond. If you bring something to light in an email, we'll bring it up during a podcast and a video and whatnot. So definitely reach out to us. We'll be looking for it.
Yeah, like I said, we're new, so we're trying to improve. Obviously, we want to improve maybe the video quality, or the visual quality, the audio, whatever needs to be done. So bear with us. We're under construction. But we will be back with you next time. Thanks for watching and listening, and we will see you in the next one.
Take it easy. Keep it cool, cordial, casual.
Jesus Christ.
Casual's the number one.